shrouded beneath the dim canopy of the forest where light filters through the dense foliage in fleeting streaks. Life spins in an endless waltz of survival, where every creature is a dancer in the dramatic ballet of fate. Every step, every pounce upon prey, every desperate breath, weaving together into the symphony of life and death. Nature is unforgiving, yet within its harsh embrace, the hand of God carves out the strongest, the warriors of the wild. They do not merely survive, they evolve, adapt, and etch their names into the eternal epic of creation. Cunning and formidable predators, as if guided by a sacred force lurking in the shadows of the ancient jungle. They are the stars of ruthless encounters where only the strongest earn the right to survive. Every breath here carries the weight of danger. Yet it is also an invitation into the spine-chilling mysteries of the Amazon, a land where death hides in every branch, in every dark, unfathomable current. Welcome to the Amazon, a realm where the most terrifying predators lurk. Masters of assassination, hidden within the dense jungle, where life and death are separated by nothing more than a single breath. Spanning over 5.5 million square kilometers, the Amazon is not just the largest rainforest on Earth. It is a breathtaking symphony of the Creator, where life bursts forth in ways beyond human comprehension. Woven by divine hands, this jungle is more than untamed wilderness. It is a world governed by mysterious laws, where every branch and every river pulse with the breath of creation. Amid the vast tropical forests of Asia and Africa, the Amazon does not merely stand out. It reigns as an untouchable kingdom of nature, a sanctuary of wonders beyond imagination. This singular rainforest alone harbors 10% of all known life on Earth, a staggering figure that reflects the almost surreal richness of its ecosystem. Within its depths, scientists have recorded 40,000 species of plants, 3,000 species of fish, 1,294 species of birds, 427 species of mammals, 430 species of amphibians, and 380 species of reptiles. But who can say this is all? How many secrets remain hidden within its dense canopy, beneath its shadowed waters, or high above in the treetops where sunlight vanishes in the blink of an eye? Scientists race to unravel the mysteries of the Amazon, yet how can humanity ever move faster than the ceaseless rhythm of God's creation? Researchers estimate that every single day a new species is discovered, as if the jungle itself is perpetually evolving, endlessly continuing the grand narrative set in motion at the dawn of time. The Amazon is not just a rainforest, it is a living testament to the Creator, where life intertwines like an infinite mystical tapestry. From ancient trees shrouded in mist, to rivers snaking like the Earth's very lifeblood, from the jaguar's piercing roar in the dead of night, to the cold, watchful eyes of a giant anaconda lurking beneath the still waters. Every corner is a chapter in nature's epic, every creature a piece of the grand design. Across an expanse of more than 5.5 million square kilometers, The Amazon is not only the largest tropical rainforest on Earth, but also a living masterpiece of the Creator, where life intertwines in a wild and unforgiving dance. This jungle is not a uniform mass. It is divided into distinct ecological layers, each with its own identity, reflecting the intricate design of God's creation. Beneath the dense, damp forest floor, darkness prevails, and the air is thick with humidity as towering canopies block out the sun's rays. According to the WWF, more than 50% of the Amazon species inhabit the upper canopy, where life is forced to adapt to limited space and scarce light. This is not merely a habitat, it is an evolutionary battleground where relentless competition among thousands of species of animals and plants never ceases. Space, water and food are not freely given. They are hard-earned rewards for those who fight, adapt, and prove themselves against the trials set forth by the Creator to test the resilience of His creations. With an average annual rainfall of 2,300 millimeters, the rainforest is not only damp, but also treacherous, murky, and brimming with danger. Visibility is limited, movement is hindered, and predators have no choice but to become stronger, craftier, and develop the most efficient hunting strategies to survive. In the insect kingdom, amid countless small yet abundant creatures, one stands above all. The Amazon spider, a monster lurking in the darkness, where even death itself moves in hushed steps. Bestowed with immense size by the Creator, the Amazon spider, scientifically known as Theraphosa blondi, claims the title of the largest spider on Earth. With a leg span of up to 30 centimeters and weighing 170 grams. Yet despite its colossal build, it has no need to flaunt its strength. Nature has gifted it with razor-sharp hunting instincts and a perfectly engineered survival toolkit, allowing it to thrive in a jungle teeming with unseen dangers. In the pitch-black depths of the Amazon, where thick layers of foliage obscure all vision, the Amazon spider does not rely on sight, for the Creator has granted it a different ability, the power to sense vibrations. Every tiny movement beneath the forest floor, every faint breath of its prey is detected by the ultra-sensitive hairs on its legs, enabling it to locate its target even in total darkness. In the blink of an eye, it strikes with precision, sinking its powerful fangs deep into its victim, injecting venom that liquefies internal tissues, making them effortless to consume. Despite being called the Goliath bird eater, birds are not its primary prey. Instead, its diet consists of insects, small rodents, amphibians, and tiny reptiles, a carefully designed menu crafted by the Creator to maintain the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Yet, even the most formidable predator is not without threats. When faced with danger, the Amazon spider does not solely rely on its size or venom. Instead, it wields a unique defensive weapon, an intelligent survival strategy granted by the Creator. Rather than engaging in direct combat, it releases urticating hairs from its abdomen, launching them into the air to irritate the eyes and skin of attackers, particularly birds of prey and larger mammals. This is not just a clever defense mechanism, but a testament to the perfection of divine design, where even the most fearsome creatures wield non-lethal weapons to preserve harmony. But when no other option remains, the Amazon spider fights. It rises high on its powerful legs, stretching its imposing 30-centimeter frame, ready to intimidate any threat. Its 2.5 centimeters fangs poised for attack can deter even the deadliest predators. Though its venom is not fatal to humans, it is potent enough to immobilize prey and send a clear warning to any creature daring to challenge it. The Amazon spider is not merely a hunter, it is a key guardian of the ecosystem, an essential piece in the grand puzzle of creation. By regulating insect and small animal populations, it ensures the stability of the Amazon, keeping the intricate food chain intact. Within the rainforest's vast and complex web, every creature has a role, a divine mission assigned since the dawn of time. And here, deep in the shadowed heart of the Amazon, every sound, every movement is part of the grand masterpiece that the Creator has woven into the fabric of nature. Deep within the untamed heart of the Amazon, where raging waters merge with dense, towering canopies, God has created a creature embodying both majesty and mystery, the jaguar Panthera onca. This is not just any big cat, it is a true warrior, a supreme predator granted by the Creator with strength, cunning, and an unrivaled dominance over the wild. Beneath the thick jungle cover, where darkness reigns and the line between life and death is razor thin, the jaguar knows no fear. It moves in silence, proud and graceful, like a phantom blending seamlessly into nature, attuned to every heartbeat of the forest, patiently awaiting the perfect moment to strike. With a muscular build that can exceed 100 kilograms, 220 pounds, and a golden coat adorned with intricate black rosettes, each one a masterpiece painted by the hand of the Creator, the jaguar is more than just an animal. It is a living testament to nature's perfection, a predator sculpted by divine design to rule the untamed wilderness. God did not just create the jaguar with a breathtaking appearance. He equipped it with extraordinary weapons, making it the ultimate predator in every situation. Unlike lions that hunt in prides, or tigers that stalk through deep forests, the jaguar is a lone warrior. But solitude does not mean weakness. Its eyes, gifted with unparalleled night vision, pierce through the thick darkness of the Amazon, where moonlight barely reaches the forest floor. The tapetum lucidum layer in its eyes allows it to absorb even the faintest traces of light, giving it the power to hunt, even when the jungle is swallowed by the blackest night. But its keen eyesight is only one part of its deadly arsenal. What truly makes the jaguar the nightmare of the Amazon is its devastating bite, the strongest of all big cats. With a bite force of up to 1,500 pounds per square inch, it can crush bone in an instant. Unlike lions or tigers, which go for the throat, the jaguar aims directly at the skull, delivering a fatal bite that ends its prey's life immediately. Crocodiles, wild boars, even massive anacondas, none can withstand the sheer force of the weapon God has bestowed upon this beast. Yet, the jaguar's dominance does not end there. Unlike most predators that rule only the land, the jaguar is the undisputed master of three realms: land, water, and the treetops. No other big cat swims as skillfully as it does. When night falls, it silently slips into the water, gliding like a phantom through the currents, before erupting from below, like a demon from the depths, seizing its unsuspecting prey. Even caimans, the swamp's apex predators, tread cautiously when the jaguar is near. It is not just a hunter, it is a hunter of hunters, a throne no other creature can claim. But God did not create the jaguar merely to kill. He gave it a higher purpose, to be the guardian of balance in the Amazon ecosystem. When it hunts wild boars, it prevents them from overpopulating and destroying vegetation. When it takes down smaller animals, it helps maintain stability in the food chain. Without the jaguar, the Amazon would spiral into chaos, overrun by unchecked populations that would devastate their own habitat. The jaguar is a ruler but not a tyrant, a predator but not a destroyer. It takes only what it needs, living in harmony with the laws that God has set. In its piercing golden eyes, there is not only the ferocity of a hunter but also the wisdom of a protector, a messenger of nature, a living symbol of the perfect balance between life and death. As the first rays of dawn pierce through the endless canopy of emerald green, the jaguar moves in silence, vanishing like a phantom into the vast wilderness. It does not seek a throne, nor does it need a crown, for God has already placed it at the very top of the food chain, a king that reigns without ceremony. It is a war god, a shadow in the jungle, a creature that will never bow. Every leap, every flex of its powerful muscles, every earth-shaking roar is a hymn of creation, a verse in the grand symphony that God has composed. And amidst the majestic wilderness where the rivers rage and the trees stand tall, the jaguar roams, forever the phantom, forever the legend. In the freshwater ecosystem of the Amazon, God has created a truly extraordinary creature, the giant otter, scientifically known as Pteronura brasiliensis. These animals are not just powerful predators, they are warriors that uphold the balance of the river. The Amazon basin, stretching from Brazil to Peru, Colombia, and Bolivia, is home to the giant otter. They do not live in solitude but thrive in tightly bonded groups, hunting and defending their territory from threats. God has endowed them not only with strength but also with intelligence to navigate the challenges of the wild. As one of the largest otter species in the world, the giant otter can reach up to 1.8 meters, 5.9 feet in length, and weigh up to 32 kilograms, 70.5 pounds. Designed by the creator with webbed feet and a powerful tail measuring up to 70 centimeters, 27.5 inches, they can swim at speeds of up to 14 kilometers per hour, 8.7 miles per hour, gliding through the water like invincible warriors. One of their most remarkable traits is their dense, waterproof fur, an incredible masterpiece gifted by God to protect them from the cold and harsh conditions of the river. Their outer fur, 8 millimeters thick, prevents water from penetrating, while the inner layer is soft and dense, retaining heat and allowing them to survive even in the most extreme environments. Beyond their adaptability, giant otters possess ears and nostrils that can close when submerged, along with highly sensitive whiskers that detect the slightest vibrations in the water. This is no coincidence, it is a divine gift that makes them the ultimate freshwater predators. As master hunters, giant otters dominate the fish population of the Amazon. From catfish and piranhas to massive fish like the arapaima, which can grow up to 3 meters, 9.8 feet, long, all can fall prey to these otters. When fish become scarce, they do not hesitate to hunt crabs, snakes, even small caimans and anacondas. But their prowess is not just about raw strength. Giant otters are strategic predators. They hunt in coordinated packs surrounding their prey and driving it into a vulnerable position before delivering a decisive bite with their razor-sharp teeth. When they catch their prey, they grip it tightly with their front paws and tear into it with powerful jaws. The sounds they make while eating echo across the water, a declaration of their dominance in the ecosystem. Despite their might, giant otters also have formidable enemies. Jaguars and massive caimans lurk in the shadows, waiting for an opportunity to strike. But God has not left these otters defenseless. He has given them extraordinary agility, allowing them to evade swift attacks. With their webbed feet and paddle-like tails, they can dive deep, slip through rocky crevices, and turn the river into a natural weapon of defense. However, their greatest strength does not lie in individual abilities, but in unity. A group of up to 20 otters can form a nearly impenetrable defensive circle, where each member protects the other with unwavering determination. Their growls and piercing calls are not just methods of communication, but declarations of dominance, warning any intruder that they are ready to fight. God has given giant otters not only courage but also wisdom, the understanding that collective strength surpasses individual power. When faced with jaguars or caimans, they do not cower in fear but attack in coordination, tearing into foes much larger than themselves. Their unity is so formidable that even the most fearsome predators hesitate before challenging them. Yet, giant otters are not just relentless hunters. They play a crucial role in the Amazon's ecosystem, controlling fish populations and maintaining ecological balance. God created them as guardians of the river, ensuring that the freshwater environment remains in harmony. Without them, certain fish species could overpopulate, leading to chaos in the food chain. Giant otters are living proof of the Creator's perfect design. They are mighty warriors, fearless protectors of the Amazon, creatures that do not merely survive, but reign over the vast waters entrusted to them. Every swift movement, every call, every coordinated hunt is a testament to the grand plan that God has ordained. And thanks to their presence, the Amazon River continues to thrive, maintaining the order and balance that has existed since time immemorial.
Deep in the heart of the Amazon rainforest, where rivers twist like colossal serpents and sunlight is devoured by the dense canopy, a creature of darkness slithers in silence. It is not just an animal, not merely a reptile. The South American crocodile is the embodiment of nature's wrath, the invisible hand of God placed upon this wild world to maintain its order. Rushing waters, a night veiled in darkness, nothing reveals its presence, a perfect predator, a phantom lurking beneath the abyssal Black River. With jet black skin as dark as the night, the South American crocodile vanishes into the water like a ghostly specter. It does not rush, nor does it flaunt its power. God has bestowed upon it a special gift, the patience of death. It lies still, motionless, revealing only its piercing eyes and finely tuned nostrils, awaiting the fateful moment of its prey. God did not create it to run. He created it to wait. It can hold its breath for over an hour, as if its very existence transcends this world. A living shadow, a deity of the night, ready to annihilate any unfortunate soul that wanders into its sight. Then, the moment arrives. The prey carelessly approaches, oblivious. And before the thought of death even crosses its mind, the darkness beneath the water explodes. The South American crocodile surges forward with astonishing speed, its jaws opening like the gates of hell. Its bite force surpasses all creatures on Earth, up to 3,000 psi, twice the strength of a jaguar, 3 times that of a lion. Once it clamps down, nothing can escape. But it does not merely bite, it dances with death. It spins, a death roll. God's whirlwind. This is not just a hunting tactic. This is a verdict written by nature, executed by the mightiest being God has placed in the Amazon. Spin, crush, tear, bones shatter, blood stains the water crimson, and then silence. The prey disappears. The crocodile becomes the darkness once more, slipping back into the river as if it never existed. Midst the raging rivers and dense swamps of the Amazon, where the night quietly devours the light, a creature lurks, unhurried, unchasing, a silent beast wielding overwhelming power. Scientifically known as Eunectes murinus, the green anaconda is the heaviest snake in the world, a monster that can reach 9 meters in length and weigh over 250 kilograms. It does not need speed. It does not chase its prey like other predators. It waits, lying deep beneath the murky waters of the Amazon. It remains motionless like a submerged boulder, blending into the darkness, revealing only its sharp eyes and nostrils above the surface, watching, observing, giving away nothing. With the ability to hold its breath for over 10 minutes, it is utterly invisible in its domain, a ghostly presence, an unseen executioner waiting for the moment to strike. Then, fate unfolds. A capybara, a forest deer, or even an unsuspecting crocodile wanders to the riverbank for a drink. They do not realize death is already waiting. In a split second, the anaconda erupts from the water, coiling around its prey in an unbreakable grip. No roar, no tearing flesh, only silence, only the sound of bones snapping, breath fading. 90 psi. Its constriction force is equivalent to the weight of a small car crushing its victim's chest. There is no chance to escape. There is no room to fight back. Only darkness closing in until everything ends. But the hunt does not stop there. The green anaconda does not chew, it swallows. Its jaws stretch beyond logic, as if unbound by the laws of nature. A flexible skull, expandable ligaments, a perfect design, allowing it to devour creatures larger than itself. Deep within the dense foliage of the Amazon rainforest, where light barely pierces through the thick canopy, a creature moves in silence, graceful as the wind, swift as lightning. It does not rely on brute strength to dominate, nor does it need massive size to spread fear. God has bestowed upon it something far more terrifying: cunning, speed, and the ability to vanish into the shadows. No one hears its footsteps. No one sees it move. But when death arrives, only silence remains. This is the margay, Leopardus weedii, the phantom assassin of the treetops, a master hunter designed by God to rule the high branches of the Amazon. The margay does not hunt on the ground like the jaguar or puma. It does not lurk in the water like crocodiles or ambush prey from the shadows like the green anaconda. Instead, it hunts in the sky of the rainforest, high among the branches where it reigns supreme. God created the margay with legs unlike any other feline. It climbs vertically like a squirrel. It descends headfirst like a phantom. It hangs effortlessly from branches using only its hind legs, as if gravity does not apply to it. No other cat in the world can do this. Only the margay. From above, it watches its prey, piercing eyes scanning through the darkness. It does not pounce recklessly like the jaguar. It waits, patiently, silently, as if time itself has stopped. And then, when the fated moment arrives, it strikes. A flawless leap, claws digging deep, a swift, precise execution. No roars, no prolonged. The margay is not just fast and agile. It is a deceiver. High in the trees, it mimics the sounds of monkeys, birds, and even rodents to lure its prey closer. A small monkey hears the distress call of its kin, rushing to help, only for death to descend like a bolt of lightning. No scream, no escape, only a fraction of a second before everything fades to black. It does not kill out of hunger alone. It kills because it was chosen for this role. A guardian of balance, an executioner without flaw. In the vast Amazon rainforest, where everything is in constant motion, where predators engage in a daily battle for survival, one creature defies it all. It does not run. The three-toed sloth, a being crafted by God not to rule, not to hunt, but to exist as a gentle note in the grand symphony of the wild. In the relentless brutality of the Amazon, where crocodiles crush bones with their lethal jaws, where green anacondas squeeze the last breath from their prey, where the jaguar strikes from the shadows with unparalleled force, the sloth stands in stark contrast. It has no sharp claws for attack. It has no speed to flee. It has no strength to fight. While other creatures wage an endless war between life and death, the sloth moves like a slow current of time itself, step by step, never in a hurry, never in distress. It clings to the highest branches, where few can reach. Its thick fur is not just a shield, but a camouflage, blending it seamlessly into nature's embrace. No urgency, no urgency. No worry, no fear. While predators fight endlessly to survive, the sloth simply lives. As God intended, God did not create the sloth to be the strongest, but He granted it something extraordinary. The perfect adaptation to a slower rhythm of life. It survives on a diet of nutrient-poor leaves. But the sloth has learned patience, digesting slowly, absorbing every ounce of sustenance with unmatched efficiency. Its heart beats 1/3 the speed of a human's. It can go days, even weeks without food, and still remain healthy. It does not need much to exist, because God has granted it a peace that no other creature in the Amazon possesses. In a world where survival depends on speed and strength, the sloth moves as if untouched by the urgency of life. Each day, it may travel only a few meters. Each week, it may shift to a new tree. And throughout its life, it simply drifts, slowly, peacefully, like a silent monk in the heart of the jungle. But do not mistake slowness for weakness. The sloth does not run because it does not need to run. It does not fight because it does not need to fight. It exists exactly as God designed it, slow, untroubled, yet undefeated, because it knows that God created it for a different kind of life. As dawn breaks over the treetops, while the green anaconda still coils beneath the murky waters and the jaguar waits in the shadows for its prey, a sound echoes from the highest branches. It is not a roar of dominance. It is not the chilling hiss of a predator. It is a bright, crystal-clear call, a voice that awakens the jungle from the dark slumber of the night. This call is more than just the herald of morning. It is a reminder that amid the brutal reality of nature, God has preserved something pure, a song of life that continues to play, no matter how deep the darkness may be. The toucan does not have sharp fangs to tear apart its prey. It does not have powerful claws to bring down its enemies. But God did not create it for battle. Instead, He gave it a different weapon, brilliance and song, a symbol of joy amidst the somber tones of the Amazon. No creature in the rainforest rivals the toucan's plumage. Its enormous beak is like a masterpiece of nature, painted in the vibrant hues of a sunset, an artwork that only God could create. Though it appears heavy, it is surprisingly light, a testament to nature's delicate craftsmanship. But its colors are not merely for beauty. They are a declaration of life itself, a statement that even in a world where survival is a relentless struggle between life and death, there is still a place for joy. The toucan lives high in the trees, where it surveys the world below with calm detachment. It does not rush. It does not scramble. It moves effortlessly through the branches, basking in the sunlight. And when it wishes, it simply spreads its wings and soars, a streak of color gliding across the sky. Its diet reflects the very essence of its existence. It is not a predator. It does not seek the thrill of the chase. Instead, it enjoys the simple pleasure of feasting on ripe fruit from the treetops. It is the silent sower of the Amazon, dispersing seeds across the rainforest, ensuring its continued growth. Without fangs, without brute force, simply by existing, the toucan plays an irreplaceable role in the grand design of God's creation. Yet even the most radiant creatures have their enemies. Jaguars, green anacondas, harpy eagles all see the toucan as a potential meal. But God has not left it defenseless. He gave it agile wings, the ability to dart between branches in an instant, and eyes that are always alert. It is not strong, but it is swift. It is not fierce, but it is wise. And with its sharp instincts, it survives in a jungle where danger lurks from the treetops to the forest. In the great symphony of the Amazon, every creature is a note. The jaguar is the pounding drum, the crocodile the deep, rumbling bass, the anaconda the slow, creeping undertone of silent death. But the toucan, it is the flute, light, free, and untamed. Its call does not threaten, does not signal terror. It simply sings the melody of life. When it calls, the jungle brightens, as if reminding all who dwell within that even in a land ruled by deadly predators, there is still space for beauty, for vibrance, for a creature that does not need to fight to exist. And as the sun sets beyond the treetops and darkness begins to creep in once more, the toucan's call rings out again, as if singing of the wonder of this world, of its own presence in the perfect masterpiece that God has painted. beneath the dense canopy of the Amazon, where rivers rush and shadows stretch across the forest floor, a song rises as night falls. It is not the growl of the jaguar, nor the hiss of the green anaconda, nor the splash of the crocodile. It is a delicate yet unmistakable melody, a song that does not belong to predator or prey, but to a masterful artist placed by God to weave beauty into the grand symphony of the Amazon. The frog. The frogs of the Amazon have no claws to hunt, no thick hides to shield them from danger, no brute strength to overpower other creatures. But God did not create them for battle. He created them to sing, to keep the Amazon alive with its own rhythm, a melody that never ceases in the embrace of nature. As the last golden rays of the sun filter through the trees, as twilight fades beyond the horizon, the tiny musicians begin their performance. Each note shimmers in the air, blending with the rustling leaves, the murmur of flowing water, the buzzing of insects. It is not a meaningless tune. It is the signal of life, a reminder that the Amazon is not only ruthless, but also graceful, not only a battleground, but also a sanctuary of peace. God has gifted the Amazon's frogs not with power, but with survival through adaptation and artistry. Their skin is more than just a shield. It is a masterpiece painted by God in brilliant hues. Electric blue, fiery orange, vivid red, radiant yellow. Each frog wears a unique design that no other creature can replicate. But these colors are not merely for beauty. They are a warning. Some frogs carry deadly toxins within their skin, a message to any would-be predator that they are no easy meal. Those who foolishly test their luck suffer the consequences, for God has equipped these tiny beings with a defense as elegant as it is lethal, a perfect balance of danger and beauty. Yet, not all Amazonian frogs flaunt vibrant colors. Some choose invisibility. Cloaked in earthy browns and leafy greens, they vanish into the forest, melting into bark and foliage like ghosts. They do not need venom to survive. Instead, they wield the art of concealment, an intricate gift from God that allows them to slip unseen through a world full of threats. But whether hidden or radiant, whether small or carrying the touch of death, all Amazonian frogs share one unbreakable bond. They are the tireless musicians of the rainforest, the devoted performers in nature's grand orchestra. Each species has its own voice, its own rhythm, its own irreplaceable part in the endless song of the jungle. Some hum deep, resonant tones, while others produce sharp, metallic chirps. Some whisper delicate notes, heard only in the hush of the night. And if one day you find yourself lost in the depths of the Amazon, pause for a moment. Close your eyes. Listen. Somewhere, hidden in the shadows, beneath the damp leaves and tangled branches, God's musicians still sing. A song without end, a symphony that never fades, a reminder that no matter how the world changes, no matter how long the strong may reign, there will always be small creatures who continue to sing. There will always be music in the rainforest, and as long as they keep singing, the Amazon will continue to live. The parrot, a bird that God did not create to be concealed, but to call out boldly, to soar across the rainforest sky like a declaration of life itself. In the grand symphony of the Amazon, where predators melt into the shadows and others wait quietly for the dawn, the parrot is the voice that shatters the silence, proclaiming that light still reigns over the vast wilderness. God did not create the parrot to hide like the three-toed sloth, nor to flee like the smaller creatures, nor to bring death like the jaguar or crocodile. Instead, he gifted it with wings strong enough to conquer the skies, feathers painted in radiant hues that streak across the green canopy like a living rainbow, and a voice so loud and commanding that it fills the forest with the unmistakable sound of life. As the first rays of sunlight pierce through the mist, as golden light filters through the dense foliage, the parrots are the first to break the morning silence. No other creature's call is like theirs, sharp, resounding, as if awakening the entire rainforest from its deep slumber. It is more than just sound. It is a celebration of a new day, a hymn of freedom, a burst of laughter in a world ruled by survival and instinct. Parrots do not shy away from being seen. They move in flocks, streaks of red, green, yellow, and blue dancing across the sky like brushstrokes on nature's greatest canvas. No other bird can match their majesty, each feather shimmering as if God himself painted them with sunlight and fire. When a flock of parrots takes flight, the sky transforms into a living masterpiece, painted with the boldest colors of creation. But parrots are not just beautiful. They are also among the most intelligent birds in the world. God did not only give them powerful wings, he gave them wisdom, an ability few other creatures possess. They learn, they mimic, they remember every sound, every call of the jungle. They do not simply sing, they speak. They do not simply listen, they answer. No other being in the Amazon interacts with nature quite like the parrot, a creature that converses with the rainforest, turning the sounds around it into a language of its own. Parrots do not fear predators, for they possess something no hunter can take away: unity. They do not live alone, do not face the darkness in solitude. They fly together, calling to one another with cries that announce their presence to the entire jungle. If a predator lurks within the canopy, the parrots will know. They will sound the alarm, breaking the silence with their calls, stripping the hunter of its greatest advantage: secrecy. Yet, God did not create the parrot only to live in peace. Despite their speed, intelligence, and loyalty to one another, they still face a far greater enemy: humans. Greedy hands seek to steal their colors, to capture what was meant to be free, to lock them in cages where wings meant for the sky are reduced to mere decoration. But even in captivity, even when torn from the Amazon, their voices never fade. They do not fall silent. They do not surrender. They never lose their essence. They continue to call out, to sing, to cry for the freedom that was always theirs. In the great symphony of the Amazon, where the crocodile is the booming drum, where the jaguar is the commanding trumpet, where the anaconda is the deep, silent bass, the parrot is the blazing fanfare of trumpets, a sound no one can ignore, a melody that cannot be silenced. It is not just the voice of nature, but the echo of the jungle's soul, a proclamation of life, joy, and the boundless spirit of flight that God has placed within them. And if one day you stand within the heart of the Amazon, listen. Amidst the rustling leaves, beneath the wild, chaotic heartbeat of the jungle, you will hear a call, strong, vibrant, and fearless. It is the voice of the parrot, a creature that God created to bring joy, color, and freedom into this world. No matter how many centuries pass, no matter how the jungle changes, its call will always be there, ringing through the rainforest like a sacred reminder that freedom is the most precious gift God has given to all living beings. Beneath the dense canopy of the Amazon rainforest, where rivers weave like flowing silk, it is not the roar of a predator, nor the desperate cries of prey, but a reverberating knock, measured and deliberate, against the wood, as if God himself were keeping time for the great symphony of the Amazon. In this world, God placed an artisan, a creature that does not hunt in silence, nor does it flee from darkness, but instead melds into the forest through its rhythm. The woodpecker, a being created not to cower, not to run, but to hammer out the pulse of the wilderness, an unwavering craftsman, an eternal conductor guiding the flow of life. God did not grant it the sweet melodies of the parrots, nor the speed and precision of airborne hunters. Instead, he gave it a different gift: powerful wings, an unbreakable beak, and an indomitable instinct to seek, discover, create, and carve new beginnings from the very heart of the Amazon's ancient trees. Amidst the stillness of the jungle, while others rest, the woodpecker raises its voice, not in song, not in calls, but in relentless, unwavering knocks against the bark. Each strike a reminder that life endures, that the Amazon breathes, that even within decaying trunks, miracles unfold. But it does not knock merely to make noise. It knocks to unlock life itself. Its strikes do not destroy, but resurrect. They do not waste, but reveal the hidden wonders within nature's hardened shell. Beneath each layer of bark, concealed insects stir, tiny creatures that have never seen the light of day. And when the woodpecker finds them, it does more than feed itself. It opens new doorways for countless others in the Amazon. The tiny holes it leaves behind are not mere marks. They are gateways to new life. Wild bees find refuge and build hives within them. Moths escape from lurking predators, and smaller birds turn them into safe havens. A rotting tree may seem like a sign of decay, but wherever the woodpecker's beak lands, the old is reborn, and the forest cycle begins anew. No one can hear the heartbeat of the Amazon, but the woodpecker can. And through its steady rhythm, it becomes God's own hand, knocking the eternal pulse of the jungle. God did not send the woodpecker alone into this world. He gave it a resilient body, a beak as strong as steel, capable of hammering hundreds of times per second without injury. He gave it a long, flexible tongue, reaching deep into the wood to extract prey that no other creature can touch. He gave it powerful legs and razor-sharp claws, gripping the trees like a relentless craftsman, never wavering, never tiring. But above all, he gifted it with persistence, a rare virtue in a world that constantly rushes forward. While the jaguar stalks in patience, while the caiman waits in stillness, the woodpecker knocks, unceasing, untiring, a reminder to the forest that even the smallest actions can create the grandest changes. In the flowing rivers of the Amazon, where jaguars prowl in the shadows, where green anacondas lurk beneath the water's surface, where crocodiles wait in silent anticipation, there exists a creature that does not fight, does not hunt, and does not rush. God placed it in the Amazon not to conquer, not to dominate, but to preserve the balance of life, to ensure that this great jungle is not merely a battleground for survival, but a masterpiece of harmony. The Amazon turtle does not race through the currents, nor does it claim territory through force. It does not need sharp fangs or powerful claws to endure. Instead, God granted it something far greater: patience, tranquility, and a lifespan long enough to witness entire generations of creatures rise and fall within the rainforest's endless cycle of life. Its hardened shell is not just a shield, but a symbol of eternity, a silent witness to the ceaseless flow of time. It is not as swift as the crocodile, not as mysterious as the anaconda, nor as agile as the jaguar. Yet, while predators wage their endless battles for dominance, the turtle survives in its own way, slowly, yet never stopping, fragile, yet never broken. Each time the sun rises over the river, turtles climb onto rocks and fallen logs to bask in the golden warmth. They do not fear, nor do they hide. They simply exist, absorbing the light that God has bestowed upon them, as if the entire rainforest pauses for a moment to admire their peaceful presence. No other creature in the Amazon brings such a profound sense of serenity as the turtles do. But turtles are more than just silent observers of the river's rhythm. God has given them a sacred duty, one that ensures the cycle of life continues. As the waters rise, reaching the soft, golden shores of the riverbanks, turtles return to fulfill their purpose. They do not rush, nor do they seek attention. They dig patiently, carving cradles of sand to hold the fragile eggs that will become the future of the Amazon. Then, as quietly as they arrived, they slip back into the river, leaving behind a legacy that will soon awaken to life. And when the eggs hatch, the newborn turtles face their first and greatest challenge. Crocodiles, predatory birds, and large fish lie in wait, ready to seize the tiny hatchlings before they reach the safety of the water. Many will not survive. Yet, despite overwhelming odds, the young turtles do not hesitate. They push forward, driven by an instinct greater than fear, an unshakable will to endure. God has placed within them the spirit of resilience, a refusal to surrender, no matter how cruel the world may be. Turtles are not just part of the Amazon's ecosystem. They are its silent architects, shaping the river's story with their quiet persistence. When an aged turtle glides through the water, when the sunset reflects off its ancient shell, when it rests upon the sand like a living stone of nature, the Amazon seems to soften, to slow, to breathe in harmony with its presence. Without turtles, the Amazon would be nothing but an arena of survival. With them, it is a place of balance, resilience, and a rhythm that cannot be replaced. God did not create turtles to be the strongest, nor to be rulers. He created them to remind the world that beauty is not found only in speed or power, but in stillness, in adaptation, in the quiet endurance of time itself. Amidst the roars, the lightning-fast strikes, the crushing coils of death, there remains one creature that moves gently, lives humbly, and enriches the Amazon in its own silent way. And if one day you stand beside the Amazon River, pause for a moment. Listen to the flowing water, to the wind whispering through the trees. Look upon the surface of the river where a glimmering shell catches the sunlight. That is the turtle, a guardian of life, a keeper of harmony, a timeless presence in a world that never stops moving. And then, when God created the Amazon, He did not simply paint a vast rainforest where rivers flowed like lifeblood through the wilderness, where mist rose from the dense canopy like the breath of the earth itself. He did not merely pour into it the endless green of the leaves, the blazing red of the macaws, or the golden shimmer of the setting sun reflected on the river's surface. He created the Amazon to be the kingdom of the greatest predators, a place where only the strongest survive, not just to exist, but to shape the very fabric of this magnificent ecosystem. From the shadows of towering trees, the jaguar moves like a god of death. No one sees it, no one hears it. Only a silent specter glides through the undergrowth, its piercing eyes locked onto every breath of its prey. And then, in a single heartbeat, the storm breaks, a perfect strike, a crushing bite more powerful than any other big cat on Earth, piercing the skull of its victim before it even realizes what has happened. The jaguar is not just a predator, it is the executioner, the unseen hand of God within the jungle, a flawless embodiment of silent, merciless precision. Beneath the water's surface, in the murky depths of the Amazon's rivers, the green anaconda does not chase, nor does it rush. It waits, as still as the shadows themselves, vanishing into the darkness of the current. And when the fateful moment arrives, it explodes from the water, coiling around its victim like a living hurricane, crushing every breath, every pulse, every last flicker of resistance in a grip that cannot be undone. God did not create the anaconda to hunt in haste. He made it a reminder that even in stillness, death is always lurking. And in the silent marshes, the black caiman, a phantom of the Amazon's dark waters, lies motionless, indistinguishable from a floating log. Nothing detects its presence. Nothing foresees the moment it will lunge from the depths, its jaws capable of crushing steel, locking its prey in a death grip stronger than any force in the animal kingdom. It does not need a second chance. One strike, and all is lost beneath the waves. God did not create it to rule alone, but to maintain the balance, to cull the weak from the ecosystem. But the Amazon is not only ruled by predators of the land and water. In the skies above, the harpy eagle circles under the golden sun, God's blade carried on wings of power. Its gaze, sharper than any blade, locks onto its prey far below. And when it descends, nothing can stop it. Talons longer than a bear's claws, strength enough to lift a fully grown monkey into the air as effortlessly as a fallen leaf. The harpy eagle does not hunt out of mere instinct. It hunts as an artist, a warrior gifted by God with the wings of a ruler. Yet, amidst all these beings crafted for the hunt, God also placed creatures that do not need to kill, do not need weapons, yet live with pride and purpose. The macaw, with its radiant feathers, never hides from the world, but instead celebrates the life that God has given it. The three-toed sloth, moving at the pace of time itself, remains untouched by the urgency of survival, an emblem of tranquility in a world of chaos. The Amazon turtle, carrying on its back the wisdom of centuries, proves that true strength does not always lie in speed or ferocity, but in endurance and patience. God did not create the Amazon to be merely a forest. He did not fill it with nameless creatures, nor allow it to be swallowed by meaningless death. He made it a grand symphony of life and death, an arena where the strongest do not merely prevail, but uphold the delicate order of nature itself. If the caiman is the deep, rumbling drum, if the anaconda is the haunting cello, if the jaguar is the sharp cry of the trumpet, then the macaw is the brilliant high note, the woodpecker the steady rhythm, and the sloth the necessary silence that binds them all together. No creature is without purpose. No being exists without meaning. God placed every link in its perfect position so that the Amazon would not be a land of mere survival, but a kingdom of eternal balance and breathtaking beauty. And if one day you stand in the heart of the Amazon, close your eyes and listen. You will hear the rhythmic tapping of the woodpecker, the joyous laughter of the macaws, the gentle ripples of water where the caiman waits. You will feel the presence of unseen hunters, the piercing eyes watching, the silent forces moving within the jungle's depths. And when you open your eyes, you will see shadows gliding through the trees, wings cutting across the sky, the magnificent beings that God placed here to remind the world that the Amazon is not just a forest. It is the kingdom of Earth's greatest predators, a masterpiece of life itself, unmatched anywhere else on this planet.